Hey, welcome back! So the cute but creepy cuddly Labubus are everywhere, but the point is they're nowhere. Everyone wants them and they can't get them. Oh my gosh. So people are lining up and stalking and fighting to get their hands on these, so much so that the UK have actually pulled them from the shelves at the moment because people were so antisocial. And if you feel like your toy crazes are a new thing, they're 100% not. We've had Beanie Babies, Tickle Me Elmos, Furbies, and oh my goodness, the Cabbage Patch Kid craze, where shoppers would do absolutely anything to get their hands on these ugly, ugly dolls. Now, I had one. I loved it so hard. But what I do not have is a Labubu. We can't get these things here in Australia. We can never get anything in Australia, and they're really, really expensive. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my own out of Lego. And if I'm going to make one, I'm going to choose a fancy one to make. And I think that, I love the brown ones. So let's go with the secret chestnut cocoa. I'm going to make that. And I'm going to use Fozzie as my base. Am I though? Like, Fozzie Bear he's got the fur pattern all over him, so that's how I could get the fur, but he seems a bit tall. So if we use, maybe this is the little hamster girl, and no, the ears are gonna be really hard. So I feel like the height is good. The colors are all wrong, but the height is good. The ears are not good. So maybe we're not going to use a conventional minifigure. Maybe we can go to the Animal Crossing heads. So I think the ratio of these ears on the cat Animal Crossing characters is perfect. Well, it's perfect because we're going to get in Lego form. So if we put this head on a normal minifigure body, this is just to give us the idea. I printed out some of the faces, the graphics of the Labubu face. This is too small, but if we made it bigger, we could actually stick it on, and I think this would be pretty close. Maybe if we had the shorter legs. We're still ignoring the colours, everybody, at the moment. We're just looking for shapes. So I think if you wanted to use a minifigure and made the face a little bit bigger, like proportionally, this could work. However, I wonder if proportionally we could use like a helmety kind of thing or a headdress and put the face on under. Nah, that's not going to work. The face is just not wide enough. Like on a minifigure, the head doesn't work. Speaking of wide heads and faces, I think this is the best way for minifigs. But this is not where I want to go because I want a really cute version. I want a small version. I want to put it on like one of the Lego stuffed toys. This rabbit could do nicely if its face. Like, if the face I had option for was wider and the ears are wrong, the arms are a bit long. But you know who does have a nice wide head? Pandypaws! So a Pandypaws head, like that big flat face, and the ears might do really, really well. Look at that! I think that looks really good. The ears could afford to be squished in a little bit close, but this is, I think, the best we're going to have as a proper Lego piece. And Pandypaws has got a tail, which would make her a Zamomo, but we're going to make a Labubu. This head is a wee bit loose. I don't understand why. It should fit perfectly onto a micro doll body. Anyway, this is our base. This is what we are going to start with, and now we got to start painting. So, if we're making the chestnut cocoa, then we just need to make it basically the right shade of brown. So I'm going to get out my colors. I've got this one. This one's going to be the accent color, I think. Actually, if I show you the tops, that gives you a better idea as to how, like, what the actual shade's going to be like at the end. The flesh tone here for for the face and the hands and the feet. So let's get painting. Let's do the little toesies first. So we're just going to put a layer of the flesh tone, the pale flesh tone, around the bottom, and her hands are already the right shade, so that's absolutely perfect. So I'm actually going to paint these a little bit further up than they need to be, because then I can just layer the darker brown on top and make it kind of fluffy looking, and we'll see how we go. All right, so here are our little feet so far, and I've painted the face out, but I've got a plan for the face. But before we do that, let's get some of the fur on. So getting our first layer of brown down everywhere over. This should be nice and easy, right? As long as I can paint in between the lines, which is a bit of a struggle. So we might need a couple of layers of this to cover the dark color underneath. And then for the face, we're going to just go kind of around our lighter flesh tone, and then just fill in the back. And rule of thumb is you should put the paint layers on nice and lightly, but because this is going to be fur, it wouldn't really matter if I put it on thickly and it streaked a bit, because it would look furry. Okay, so here we've got it, everything's dry. I'm actually going to stick the face on and see how that goes. So I've got this printed onto a water slide transfer paper. So what we need to do is just put this in the water for 60 seconds and then take it out, and then you can just slide the top layer off, and it should be nice and thin so it'll conform to the curved surfaces. That is the plan. That's the story. So if I put this on, and I'm trying not to touch it too much because I know I'm gonna destroy the printing on it. And if we just get this, it's not actually conforming to the curved surfaces as well as I would have liked. That was a bit demonic, but I think you can understand my pain. So this is the best that I've been able to get. And now we're going to paint the brown in to match it up. That makes any sense. Getting the fur in around the face. So that way we're not going to see the connection lines, right? So where these two parts meet. So getting our brown on, nice little furry bits all the way round. And then once we've done that, I basically decide I can't leave well enough alone. So I have a go at trying to paint in on top of the transfer paper to make all of those to make everything like pop a bit more, because it's a bit pixelated, right? Because I printed it out, but my painting skills, they're mediocre at best. So I don't know. I may end up just having to scrape all of this off and start all over again and just leave the printed face as it is. But I'm going to give it a whirl. We'll give it a go and then put the little light blush bits up here on the cheeks. I wonder if like pastel chalks would work on Lego as well, and then I could seal it in like you do on doll painting. It's a bit different doing stuff on Lego. It's also really, really small. So I'm doing what I can. Yeah, that's really quite cute. Okay, now we just need to fill in our ear shapes. How are you feeling, guys, about where these ears are situated? Does it work? Does it work for the Labubus? I think it does. They could be a little closer together, but I think they work quite nicely. Now we're going to just put some little fur definitions all around, giving it a little bit of depth, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Good thing is I can just paint over it if it all goes terribly, terribly badly. Okay, onto the body, same thing, adding the furry definition all around. I never know when to stop though. Okay, all right, let's see how it turned out. Now, who's going to get this Labubu at the end? Is it going to be Paisley, who I think would be very keen? Ollie, who will, like, sacrifice his soul for one of these things? And Nova, who also would, but would never ever tell anybody. She needs to just own her obsessions. Life's too short. Enjoy all the things. Just don't let them bankrupt you. Okay, so this is where we started, and this is where we have finished with our little Labubu body and their head, which looks suspiciously like a Where the Wild Things Are character from the books, except slightly cuter. I think we've got the right number of teeth. I think we ended up with 9 serrated teeth. Now, who's getting this? I think you guys... Nova's falling over in excitement. It's the quick or the dead, guys. I think Ollie has gone with the possession is 9/10 of the law, and he's gone. He got himself a rare secret chestnut cocoa Labubu. So this turned out so much better than I feared. I think the idea of... Actually, I need a really good printer so that I can print these faces out and they're less pixelated, and then I can just stick them on, because painting faces in symmetry, very, very hard on a curved surface. But I'm very excited because now I've got my own Lego Labubu to put in all my sets and hang out with the friends. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe, click the little notification bell, and check back in because there's more insane stuff always coming up. Whatever, could be absolutely anything. All right, see you soon. Bye.